want to win it. You want to beat your competitors, get that title, and if you're a first-time champion, the nerves cannot be any higher, I imagine, for these drivers competing like this Legends division, the Cycle City Corp Legends. Cody Carlton, Charlie Beals never have won championships here at Langley Speedway. Tonight, they both are vying for their first title, and I got to imagine, we talked to Charlie earlier, always cool, calm, and collected, but he has got to be feeling the nerves as we get closer to race time.
Absolutely. We just watched Mason Weekly in car number 48 for this Cycle City Corp Legends come across the line, third fastest of the 4 cars. We talked with his good buddy and crew member Blake Hancock earlier today in the pits. Of course, we know his dad, Bill Weekly, is the crew chief for Mason Weekly, who turned the third fastest lap in car number 48, 18.049 seconds. Everybody's chasing the current point standings leader, the man with the planned 3 victories in the opening races here, the opening 10 events. Cody Carlton, the fastest, 18.060 seconds over Ryan Micah, the rookie racer who's leading the Rookie of the Year honors in car number 16. He's currently P2 provisionally, 18.075 seconds, so a very close lap between those 2 competitors as they get set to go for a 25-lap race for the Cycle City Corp Legends. It'll be the second event of 6 here this evening, and Cody Carlton is vying for that championship. Comes into this race just 3 points ahead of Charlie Beals at car 5B. There we've just watched the 7 car of Spencer Saunders come across the line. Spencer Saunders, a 4-time champion at this racetrack in the Legends, currently 5th of the 5 cars, 18.280 seconds. Adam, that's not going to be the lap Spencer wanted.
Yeah, definitely a difficult season for Spencer. That lap not any good for car 7. They've had their hands full with not 1 but 2 race cars this season, and I got to imagine it's going to be a season he's ready to be over with and to restart fresh for 2025. But yeah, just goes to show you, a multiple-time champion. Nobody is safe here at Langley Speedway. Doesn't matter how many times you've won, this track will come out and bite you in a hurry.
Jake Harbert's on the racetrack in car number 80. 2 laps per driver will take the best of their 2 laps. And again, that sets the starting lineup for the feature. The faster you go, the better you start in the main race. And we know qualifying for this short track, the 410 Smile Oval, so critical to get a good race result, because half the battle is getting a good starting spot and trying to maintain that throughout the 25-lap race. That gives you less cars to pass to get to the front and possibly win the event. Jake Harbert, 6th fastest of the 6 cars. He got his best lap on the second trip around, 18.078 seconds for the driver that sets P7 in the championship chase. A best finish of 2nd. He got that back in the middle of July. He just needs 1 more position to get a victory. Could that come tonight? We're going to find out.
Let's talk to the driver that's fastest so far in this Legends division, Mason Weekly. Fast lane, buddy. You were just talking to me, said that lap felt pretty good. How are you feeling about tonight?
Hopefully we can get a good run. Hopefully we can secure P5 or P4 in the points. Hopefully we can get a good race and not get into any trouble.
Buddy, you've had a terrific season all around. How would you rate 2024 overall in your eyes?
Well, we started off the season, we were new here, so I think next season will definitely be more competitive.
All right, buddy, that's Mason Weekly. Go get into that. Fastest so far, driver 48 is ready to get after it for 25 circuits.
Absolutely. We just watched the 21 of Andrew Hund from Norfolk come around the racetrack. He is 7th of the 7 cars, 18.625 seconds. He got that on the 2nd lap. White flag is in the air for the 5B, that being the driver of Charlie Beals. Charlie Beals on the speedway right now. Charlie Beals, as we look here at the qualification lap, he clocked in at 18.169 seconds. That's going to put him at about 4th spot here on that lap for the driver of the 5B car, who's possibly going to be moving up in divisions for Charlie Beals, as he is looking for new sponsors to help him with that quest. And he's had a good year. He set 2nd in the championship chase. I talked with him along with Jermaine and Adam earlier this afternoon. Charlie Beals just 3 points behind Cody Carlton in the championship standings. He comes to this race with 3 victories. That ties him for the most wins this year between 3 competitors, Cody Carlton, Charlie Beals, and Tommy Jackson Jr. They all have 3 victories. 18.094 seconds, 4th fastest for car 5B, Charlie Beals. As we continue on here with qualification, we're now moving to the 22 race car. This is Brian May. Brian May on the speedway in car number 22. He clocks in at 18. 18.187 seconds for car number 22. And again, we're talking about Brian May. As we watch these cars continue on, Brian May, the leaderboard is showing 9th, but we're having some discrepancies here with our time, so we'll check that as the afternoon progresses. And we are rolling on qualifying here this afternoon. Cody Carlton is the fastest, 18.060 seconds. That's the lap of record for car number 11. As we're now seeing J.P. Peisel. Adam, he's on the racetrack in turn 2.
I tell you what, buddy, we are a half a tenth from 1st to 5th. Mason Weekly all the way down to Charlie Beals, 18.049 to an 18.094. It is extremely tight at the front of this field right now. The 96 of J.P. Peisel, P9. That's not the lap that J.P. wanted to put down, but with just a couple more cars left to go, things are looking good right now for our first-time pole sitter, possibly. That's Mason Weekly right now in the 48, and that 95 of Ryan Cooper on track does not sound like it's up to par.
J.P. Peisel from Portsmouth, sponsored by Riva Wilkins Photography and After Hours Meat Processing, as he brings that car to the pits. Again, his best lap came on the second time around, 18.312 seconds. The lap everybody's chasing is Cody Carlton's time, 18.060, and we just heard that 95 car that Adam documented, that being Ryan Cooper, not where he wants to be, at least as far as the time, and something's amiss in that race car, not firing on all cylinders for the driver from Chesapeake in his 4th year of Legends Racing, 5th in the state and Masters Championship. He's sponsored by Huns Recycle Factory and Easy Auto. For car number 95, Ryan Cooper, who clocked in, again, not fast at all because of his problem with the car. Hopefully they can get that buttoned up and come back out and go racing. 19.895 for car number 95. All right, qualifying continuing here this afternoon. A beautiful day, Jermaine. This is an awesome day to be at the racetrack for what feels like the last day of school.
Yes, it's a beautiful day out here. I would say, just because of knowing that we do race until the night once these Jets go, beautiful lights come on, beautiful lights come on, I did prepare and bought myself a sweater. But it's a beautiful day to start racing, and it's going to end with a beautiful night of 6 new champions awarded tonight the title in the division.
Absolutely. As we continue on here this afternoon, it is Cody Carlton leading the brigade. But our next driver on the racetrack, Adam, this is Ted Zarpis.
Driver number 1 on the racetrack. We just saw the 41 on track. Now we're looking at Michael Zarpis in the number 1 machine, the 13th and final qualifier of this Legends division. And we mentioned top five times, all within a half a tenth of a second. That's how tight it is. Ted was P11 in car 41. Now Michael is running on racetrack right now, and we'll see what kind of lap time the number 1 can put down. This is the final car to go out in our Cycle City Corp Legends division right now, P13 after lap 1.
So our leaderboard is not correct. We'll get that updated here in just a bit. But nevertheless, we do know Cody Carlton is the fastest. As we're watching our next car on the speedway, we just talked about that being the number 1 of Michael Zarpis across the line at a 19.798 on lap number 2. Red light comes on, and that means Cody Carlton, he's going to get the best starting spot for this event. He'll take the Bojangles Bowtime Pole Award, 18.060 seconds. He got that on lap number 1, one of the few drivers to go faster on the opening flyer lap as opposed to the second one. So Cody Carlton gets it done here this afternoon at Larry King Law's Langley Speedway, as we have just seen him pick up the pole award. Adam, that was a fast lap.
Cody getting ready to roll off in the number 11 machine. Been a few weeks since he's won a race. We'll have to see if he can get it done tonight in Victory Lane as well. Remember, there's still a race to win tonight, but Cody looking very, very good for the title. And Brian, we talked about it with the drop, just 3 markers between he and Charlie Beals. It's going to be fun to watch.
Gonna be fun to watch, and we'll get you the starting lineup here in just a little bit. Right now, our monitors are off as far as where the sorting order is, but we do know it's Cody Carlton who is the fastest, and I do believe, and actually I'm checking that.
And actually it's Mason.
Mason Weekly.
Mason Weekly is your pole sitter. Yeah, I just was talking with an official down here. It is in fact Mason, your pole sitter, 18.049 seconds. Cody had an 18.060, so Brian, 11 1/1000ths for our front row, and the young man has his first career pole. That's Mason Weekly we just spoke to a few minutes ago.
So our apologies indeed. Mason Weekly is the fastest car, number 48, with the time of 18.049 seconds. So Mason Weekly gets it done. Cody Carlton will have the second best starting spot. He'll roll off P2 outside of row 1. So it's Mason Weekly. We'll correct that. He is the fastest. He has got it done with an 18.049. So our scoring monitor has been updated. He's the fastest. Cody Carlton will line up outside of row 1. Ryan Micah posted the third fastest lap with Jake Harbert's fourth, and Charlie Bills rounding out the top 5. Brian May was 6th here in Cycle City Corp Legends qualifying, with Devin Courtney 7th, Spencer Saunders 8th, JP Peisel 9th, and Andrew Hunt 10th. Ted Zarpis was 11th, with Michael Zarpis 12th, and 13th went to Ryan Cooper in the 95 car. So how about it, Mason Weekly? 5th in the point standings, gets it done. Mason Weekly will roll off from P1. His best finish this season is a 4th back on July the 13th. He's coming off a 5th place finish in the last race, which was on September the 7th. So good run for Mason Weekly. And again, we talked to that driver. We talked to one of his good buddies, Blake Hancock, as they get set to go after it here this evening. Maybe, just maybe, Dermaine, they might get the first win. It could come tonight.
If it does, I do know one driver who will be a little disappointed about it, because I know he is not trying to take an L or lose a different position. But I know Devin Courtney. I've talked to him earlier in the pit, and he would like for me to wish his dog, Dash, a happy 2nd birthday. But speaking to him, he was telling me that as long as he finished ahead or 1 position behind on Mason Weekly, he will hold 4th place. So with him starting in the pole position and then Devin coming back from 7th, it's going to be interesting to see if he's going to be able to get that finish he needs, or if not, he's still going to have a top 5 finish, which will be still outstanding for the season.
Interact with us on Facebook Live. Tell us who you are, where you're watching from, who you're rooting for, or anything else you'd like for us to talk about. Hey, April Scheidel, our music director, says, hey, we've got Rusty. He's the solo performing artist here in the Bud Light Fan Zone stage. And we want to wish Owen, his girlfriend's grandson, happy 4th birthday on Monday. Rusty is certainly a regular here at the racetrack. And I want to welcome the grandchildren to Langley for the first time. So welcome to Larry King Law's Langley Speedway, and go down to the Bud Light Fan Zone and see Rusty, who is performing here. That's the fun thing about this racetrack, Dermaine. Not only do we have fast cars, great action on the track, we have entertainment with great artists performing on the stage.
We have great artists. We've had them all season. We have great food. We have a little playground for the children if they get too rowdy in the stands. This is just an all-around family atmosphere that's just guaranteed to fulfill any type of enjoyment or entertainment anyone could be looking for in the night.
Hey, Karen Courtney says happy birthday to Dash Courtney. Dash, happy birthday. And Lori Ann is watching from Norfolk. Lori, we want to wish you the best. She's recovering from a stroke, and she's wishing the best for Danny Harrell. So, Lori, get better, and thank you for tuning in here this afternoon. All right, we're moving on quickly now to the next division. This is the Farley Financial U-Cars turning their laps around the racetrack, and they're getting set, Adam, for their final race of the year.
And it's been an exciting year for the U-Cars. Multiple different winners, but one thing is for certain, Christian Keller is at the top of the point standings with drop, just as he's been for many, many seasons. Car 6 looking for win number 6 on the calendar year, and boy, it would be a big night for him to be able to close it out, but we've got a lot of hungry drivers, some breakout stars. Like to throw Brett Burgess's name in the hat. He's a multi-time winner this year. Mikey Chin has been fast. Jesse Jones is quick here on a part-time schedule, so it is all up for grabs tonight race-wise. But I tell you what, that 6 car looking to close out another title is going to be tough to beat him this evening.
Indeed it is. We're talking about Christian Keller. Christian, a 2-time champion in this series. He last won it in 2022, as we're watching Jeremy Jones on the racetrack in car number 66 down the backstretch now, racing over into turns 3 and 4 for Jeremy Jones, who had his best career finish in the last event. He came home P6, so he's trying to get a little bit faster than that and get a top 5. It could come tonight. Jeremy Jones second to Mikey Chen. He clocked in at 19.627 seconds. Mikey Chen, the rookie competitor who sets 11 points behind Christian Keller in the season-long points war, is currently on the racetrack as the fastest, 18.964 seconds. Adam Lacey Hogg, another rookie racer, is on the track.
The young lady in the number 83 machine with Paige Kane, the opposite of the 38 in the Super Trucks, that is. So she's making her first full-time season, and now her final start of the season being the season finale. The pink and black number 83, not showing the speed probably that she would want to, but still ready to put on a show tonight for her final start of her first full-time year. That's Lacey Hogg, the teenager in the 83.
Lacey Hogg from Newport News in the DC Powell and Associates Peerless ZKS Express sponsored race car. Lacey Hogg across the line, lap 2, 21.410 seconds as our third qualifier, third fastest on the racetrack. Tucker Jones says, welcome back, Brian May, and says that's a great looking car. Indeed, that is the case. Qualifying here for the Farley Financial U Cars, this is the final time for every series competing tonight, and it's also the 10th time the U Cars have hit this 410 Mile Oval. The last time out was back on September 7th, and Jesse Jones in the 5 got his second career win that evening. Going to go for 3? We're going to find out as Kyle Davis in car number 52 is on the speedway. Kyle's 6th in the point standings. He is coming off of multiple top 10 finishes, including a 9th and 8th in the last 2 events for car number 52 as he wraps it up here this afternoon in qualifying. He's also from Newport News. Kyle Davis across the line. He goes even quicker, Dermaine. He's going to go to the front row, 19.441 seconds.
Yeah, he is not letting no one count him out. He's in that second place, and like you said, he's just down by just 11 points. So let alone pole position tonight is going to really mean a lot to these drivers, because you don't have another chance to come back and make it up. Tonight is the night. It's all or nothing.
That's right, all or nothing. And speaking of that, Christian Keller goes for all. He'll take the top spot, 18.957 seconds. The current point standings leader by 11 markers. The driver with the most victories, 5 to be exact, is on top. And Adam, this has to feel good for Christian because he missed a race back at the end of July due to illness. Came back and came to a 4th place finish in the last event. He's ready to go back to Dale Emmons Victory Lane.
Yeah, been quite a while since he's been to Victory Lane, but we talked about it. 5 wins on the year. Those came in the first half of the season, and definitely been a little bit of a drought for driver 6, but still sitting good points-wise. And that fast lap right now got to make him feel good, but still some very fast bullets sitting here with me in the pit lane. It's going to be interesting to watch, see if that lap time holds up.
We're going to find out. It's Christian Keller now dethroning Mikey Chen from the provisional pole as it stands with now 6 drivers taking a lap here on the speedway. So it's Christian Keller, Mikey Chen, your top 2 with Kyle Davis, and now Michael Waters at car number 36 will take over P4. Michael Waters across the line, lap 1, 19.445 seconds. He needs 4 1/1000ths of a second if he wants to take the 3rd spot from Kyle Davis, and indeed he'll do it. Move Michael Waters up to P3, or provisionally inside of row 2, 19.224 seconds for car number 36, who has wrapped it up here this afternoon, Michael Waters at Larry King Law's Langley Speedway. And I believe, Adam, we will double check this, but Michael Waters normally drives the 3 car. He is 7th in the points chase, and he is searching for his 2nd top 5. His best finish came in late April when he finished 4th.
Yeah, normally drives that bright gold number 3 Dale Earnhardt lookalike. Now running the 36 tonight. That car has been fast here in years past. Runs a part-time schedule, so that's a great lap for Waters. Right now P3 provisionally. Right now it's Michael Walters on track right now in the number 3 machine. He's a half a second off of the Christian Keller lap, P5 out of 7. But we've got 2 drivers with very similar names. Going to be fun for us commentators, bud.
Well,
Michael Waters and Walters. And by the way, they're both sharing row 2 right now.
They are. So indeed, the 3 car normally piloted by this driver, Michael Walters, not Waters. Walters, add an L to the name. And you're right, that's going to make it fun for us. It'll keep us on our toes. But Michael Waters normally drives the 3 car with an L, and he is the driver that's 7th in the point standings with a 4th place finish, not Michael Waters. So we'll correct that. It's Walters in car 3 who takes the 4th spot behind Michael Waters. All of that happens as we just watched Jason Auckland in car number 5, the red machine, coming through turn 2, take over the 3rd spot. So Jason Auckland, very fast here on the speedway. And Adam, that's a car that's done quite well this year.
Yeah, for a part-time schedule, 2 wins is not bad for driver 5 right now on track. Talking about Jesse Jones. He's been the winningest driver other than Christian Keller and Brent Burgess. Right now, Jeremy is P2. And it looks like the number 5 machine, I gotta update my thing, it's Jason Auckland in the 5A today, and he's gonna line up P3 as it stands right now, a 10th off of the Christian Keller lap. Mikey Chin, by the way, 7 1/1000ths off of the Christian Keller lap. It is very, very tight up top.
Indeed it is, and normally driving that 5 car is Jesse Jones, who has gotten 2 wins, including the last race back on September 7th. Today, it is, as you just heard, Jason Auckland in that 5A car. He posted the 4th fastest lap, 19.074 seconds, and we're watching Mad Dog Bill Aker come across the line. Checkers are in the air. And actually, that's going to be Thomas Fontaine, another similar-looking race car. Thomas Fontaine will take the top spot, knocking Christian Keller off the provisional pole. So Thomas Fontaine, 18.769 seconds. Adam, if we're going to mix it up, I mean, everybody's changing cars here for this finale. So it's car 64 across the line. Thomas Fontaine, a similar car to another driver that we'll see later on the speedway. But Thomas Fontaine is the fastest here, 18.769 seconds. He got that on his opening lap. That knocks Christian Keller back to second. Mikey Chin is P3, and Jason Auckland, as it stands right now, is 4th. And on the speedway, this is going to be car number 18, Brent Burgess, who is fifth quick. Brent Burgess across the line in car number 18, and he'll move up now to 4th spot, 19.032 seconds for the driver with 2 wins, including 2 of the last 3 races has went to Brent Burgess. So can Brent Burgess get it done again here this evening, coming off a disappointing 11th place finish, had problems in the last event, but the Carrollton, Virginia driver, Rookie of the Year last year, is ready to go, sponsored by New Horizons Regional Education Center. That car, Brent Burgess, 4th quick. On the racetrack right now, this is Crystal West in car number 99, West 5th in the points chase, coming off of 2 consecutive top 5 finishes, including 4th and 5th in the last 2 starts. For this driver, Crystal West, lap number 1 is 9th quick, 19.449 seconds. And Adam, we watched in practice, this car went around, and if she tagged the wall, she just barely tapped it in practice.
Yeah, I talked to her about the spin, and she said the car was great in 1 and 2, really horrible in 3 and 4. So they went on some adjustments, and it absolutely killed turns 1 and 2. Of course, go figure. She ended up outside of turn 2, just up against the wall. Car had no damage, according to her, and right now she is P6, very consistent with what she's run all season long. 6 out of 11, and it looks like she's the final car to run, Brian. That's going to do it for UCAR qualifying. Thomas Fontaine puts it on the pole.
Thomas Fontaine gets it done. Brandon Pearl, who was going to race here tonight. We talked to the number 91 driver in his rookie year learning seasons. Had some car issues. Started racing back during the day of destruction. And lots of family members, including his grandfather, his mom, his sisters, competed here. He has just posted here on social media the UCAR is done for the day. More mechanical issues. Tough break for Brandon Pearl. Hopefully we'll see him back here in 2025. So Thomas Fontaine will win the Bojangles Bowtime Pole Award, clocking in at 18.769 seconds. He'll lead the field in race number 5, the Farley Financial UCAR's 25 circuit event. He'll lead the field to the green flag with Christian Keller to his right elbow. Mikey Chin will roll off inside of row 2 and 3rd with Brent Burgess 4th, and Jason Auckland in the 5A car. He'll start P5. Crystal West will roll off 6th with Michael Waters 7th. Michael Walters will go off 8th. 9th to Kyle Davis, and Jeremy Jones rounds out the top 10. Lacey Hogg will start 11th, and again, Brandon Pearl is not going to be competing here this evening. All right, that is going to wrap it up for our 3rd division. We've had the Bandoleros, Cycle City Corp Bandoleros to be exact. They were the first division to hit the racetrack just before our live coverage took effect. Bryson Nichols in car 80 got the pole for that series. We just watched our Cycle City Corp Legends a few moments ago. Now our Farley Financial UCARs have just wrapped it up. As again, we just watched Thomas Fontaine get the pole. Coming up next, our Pepsi Grand Stocks. They'll hit the speedway, followed by our Yesco Virginia Racers or the limited late models. And then the Premier Series, the Who's Your Driver late models, coming up to qualify to set the starting lineup for round 21, presented by Help Eliminate Auto Theft. Welcome back home to Larry King Law's Langley Speedway. We're so glad you're here.
I'm First Sergeant Peter Lazier, coordinator of the Virginia State Police Help Eliminate Auto Theft program. Is auto theft still a problem in Virginia? Well, last year more than 11,000 vehicles were stolen, but you can take steps to prevent auto theft. Always lock your car doors. Take your keys with you and hide your valuables when you park. You can also earn a reward up to $25,000 for providing auto theft tips that lead to an arrest. Go to heatreward.com to learn more. That's heatreward.com.
In the 60 seconds it will take you to listen to this radio ad, you could crack open a delicious Pepsi and start learning to play the electric guitar. Or the didgeridoo. You could take some photos worth untagging, wake up with face paint on.
Aw, you guys.
Or invent a new language you speak only with your two new best friends.
Froggen Togen.
Together you could adopt an exotic pet and name it Pepsi.
Oh, Pepsi whip.
Oh, Pepsi.
In 60 seconds you could call up your crush and profess your love.
I'm in love with you.
But misdial and call your mom.
Uh-oh.
BTW could LOL at your BFF ROFL because your BFF 4LTMI'd.
Dude.
You can run a 100-meter dash slowly. In 60 seconds, you could double Dutch jump rope on a trampoline faster than anyone's ever double Dutch jump roped on a trampoline before. Then upload the video, get 1 billion views, and achieve international fame in a tiny province of China you can't even pronounce. In this 60 seconds, you didn't do any of that, but you can now. So what are you waiting for? Grab a Pepsi and get out there, because now has never happened before, and it only lasts for now. Pepsi, live for now.
Welcome back to Larry King Law's Langley Speedway. Live coverage here on Facebook Live and YouTube here for Bojangles qualifying at Larry King Law's Langley Speedway for the Pepsi Grand Stocks. Nate Lundeen in car 26 comes across the line. Checkered flag is waving for lap number 2. 18,555 for car number 26. Hey, use your smartphone to order from Bojangles. You can schedule your pickup time so that your food will be as fast and fresh as possible. Make sure to select curbside pickup option when checking out. And if you download the Grubhub app and search for Bojangles, all orders $30 or more, it's $5 off. If you spend $50 or more, you get $12 off. Bojangles, it is bow time, y'all. Lori Ann on Facebook Live says happy 34th birthday to her son, Kevin Lesher. Kevin, happy birthday. Tucker Jones is watching from South Carolina, looking for a big night for Donovan Edwards and Mark Wirtz. Jess Cochran says, let's go Christian Keller. Lisa Ann says, go Thomas. All the folks tuning in here to Facebook Live. Next up, Adam, this is Mike Parker in car 22.
Mike Parker finishing up his run, and now it's Mad Dog on the racetrack. Bill Aker, car 29, looking for his first win on the season. Lundeen is the fastest by some margin, almost a full second over the Mike Parker machine. Mad Dog currently third in the points as it stands with and without the drop. He's going to work his way, slinging it off turn number 4 and put down a lap. And surprise, surprise, he's going to go to the top. 18.351 seconds for the Mosquito Joe Chevrolet.
And that is just lap 1 for the 2012 U-Car champion and the Grand Stock Rookie of the Year last year for Mad Dog Bill Aker from Chesapeake. Here he comes across the line. Checkers are in the air. He'll slow down about 1/10 of a second, so we'll keep the opening lap of 18.351 seconds for Bill Aker as he is searching for his first win of the year. He has gotten, as a matter of fact, 3 runner-up finishes, so he wants to better that by 1 and end the year with a victory, and we'll see if he's able to do that. For Bill Aker, just 2 drivers have wins this year, and one of those is this driver, your current point standings leader, Tim Wilson, who goes to the top. 5 wins, the most of any other driver. Paul Lubno is the only other competitor to win this year. He has 3 victories. So Tim Wilson just knocks Bill Aker off the pole by 1/10 of a second, almost 1/10 and a half. 18.204 for car number 17, and he goes even faster on lap number 2, 18.143. So he picks it up another 1/10 of a second, so a good lap for the driver who's trying to go for back-to-back championships. It would be his 3rd if he's able to get it done. He comes into this race just 4 points. We're talking about Tim Wilson over this driver on the racetrack, running down the back straightaway, coming into your frame right now in turns 3 and 4. This is Paul Lubno. Paul Lubno, the winningest driver here at Larry King Law's Langley Speedway, will not get the opening lap he was looking for. 4th fastest, 18.750 seconds. That is 6/10 of a second off of the Tim Wilson car for the Hampton, Virginia competitor. Again, we're talking about the winningest driver, Adam, over 130 victories.
Some drivers are just thankful to start 130 races in their career, so that just goes to show the caliber of driver Paul Lubno is, and what a year it's been for these 2 competitors, exchanging the points lead back and forth. 8 wins combined coming into tonight, the only 2 drivers to reach the victory lane, and Right now, it is only 4 points with the drop separating them two. Got to imagine, Brian, it's going to be another classic dogfight over 40 laps between driver 17 and driver 14.
That's right. The car number 14, 131 careers to be exact for the 7-time champion, Paul Lubno. He gained that win in his most recent one back in August. Paul Lubno on the racetrack has just wrapped it up. He did go quicker on lap number 2. He moves up to 4th, 18.546 seconds. And we're watching Jimmy Adkins on the racetrack. This is car number 71. Turning his second and final lap, and he'll move it up to second spot. A good pickup for car 71, 18.320 seconds. That'll knock Bill Aker back to third, so a good lap for car number 71, Jimmy Adkins, who will make his 4th start of the season. Did get a third back at the end of August for car number 71. Right now provisionally on the front row with Tim Wilson. It'll be a 40-lap Pepsi Grand Stocks race. It'll be the final one of the evening for the Help Eliminate Auto Theft event. So we'll see who wins the championship and who gets the victory as we watch car 33. This is Gary Kidder. Kidder on the racetrack, lap 1, 7th quick of the 7 cars for the driver from Newport News in the Fire Tried Kettle Corn Company sponsored car, as well as AJ's Sports Grill and Smokehouse. Gary Kidder coming through turns 3 and 4, 5th in the championship standings. He is searching for that very first top 5 finish of the season. His best came back at the end of August with a 6th place finish, and Gary Kidder on lap 2 will stay 7th spot, 20.184 seconds. Green light is still on. I believe we may have maybe another car to go. We're going to find out here in a matter of moments. But Tim Wilson, car 17, will get it done. He'll win the Bojangles Bow Time Pole Award with a time of 18.143 seconds. So it's Tim Wilson leading the field of the green flag in his quest for his 3rd championship. Jimmy Adkins will line up to his right side in car number 71. Bill Aker will fire off in 3rd with Paul Lubno 4th, and Nate Lundeen rounds out the top 5. Mike Parker and Gary Kidder round out the field for the 40-lap race coming up later on this evening for the Help Eliminate Auto Theft Night at the racetrack. And Adam, no surprise to see Tim Wilson up at the front.
Yeah, driver 17 looking to close it out with the bang. It's been a fantastic season. We've documented the wins and the success they've had, but they've had a few setbacks, a couple of incidents taking them out of races, but they found a way, just always as they do, to be at the top when it matters most. And like I said, I got to imagine it's going to be a dogfight between he and his competitors. Not the lap Paul Lubno was looking for, so we'll have to see him fight back from the mid-pack, but man, it's going to be fun to watch. Driver 17 hold off the charge here for the Pepsi Grand Stocks feature race number 6, on the evening, the final race of the night.
That's right. Coming up next, they're lining up here on pit road. It's going to be the Yesco Virginia Racers. The limited late models division are getting set to come out for their 2 laps of qualification per car. And then we'll have the Premier Series, the Hoosier Driver late models. Both the limited late models, they will have a total of 50 laps. It'll be race 3 of 6 this evening. And the late models will run a 100-lap race. It'll be the 5th of 6 events this evening. Jermaine, what are you looking forward to the most here on this season finale for these divisions?
My personal thing is honestly just seeing where people I've got to meet over the time and everything, just see how they do, just see how they feel with the standings, see how they're going to feel about returning next year, and honestly just want to see competitive racing, safe racing. Want everyone to go out on the track safe and be mindful. I know you're going for the points and this is your last opportunity, but you do still got to be safe out here. This, like you said, when earlier we saw her spin out and she's safe from the wall, it's dangerous out here. So safety, all the children we talked to, they said, I just want to bring the car back in one piece. They're not cheap to fix. No one wants to be hurt, so I want to see good competitive racing, cats. It's for who's going to be standing on the top of the podium looking up to the sky and say, I did it, and not looking up to see who's standing above you on it. So it's going to be a competitive night of racing. I just hope to see safe, good, intense racing.
Absolutely, and you said it right. Safe racing. Of course, we know these cars are as safe as they can possibly get. They have a lot of safety paraphernalia that each of the drivers use, including the what they call the Hans device, the head and neck restraint system. And so over the years, the sport has gotten safer and safer, and we're just so thankful to all of our partners, including NASCAR, for making sure we keep all of our drivers safe as possible. And Adam, the one thing, you don't want to ever tear up a race car, but you're going to have quite a few months to get these buttoned up before we go back racing in 2025.
And of course, when drivers are going for it, that's what they're thinking about. Hey, I've got some time to fix this, but that's not the case for these Virginia racers because we talked about it. They're going to be on track Halloween weekend for the Virginia State Championship, the fourth and final leg between here and Dominion. So while every other division has a few months off, these guys will be back here in just a couple short weeks, so their season not quite done. If anybody is going to be thinking about safety and keeping their car in one piece, it's these drivers on track now.
That's right. This is the limited lates coming out on the speedway. First out, this is going to be car number 28. Jamie Sample is on the racetrack right now for Jamie Sample as he's trying to turn some good laps here this afternoon. And we'll get you his time here momentarily. Jamie Sample will take the checkered flag and wrap up his qualification session here. As again, we talked about it earlier, this will be a 50-lap event when we do drop the green flag later on this evening. They'll be halfway through your program, the third event of the night. So Jamie Sample has wrapped it up here at Langley Speedway. We'll get his time here momentarily. Next up on the racetrack, he is tied for second in the championship standings, 12 points behind Aiden Millett. Donovan Edwards tied with Riley Music, so whoever finishes ahead of the other will take second spot. And again, they have high hopes to win a championship as well. But Jamie Sample is just posted a lap here, 2 laps to be exact, and now it's Donovan Edwards' turn. Here he comes through turns 3 and 4. White flag is in the air, 17.708 seconds for car number 26 of Donovan Edwards, who does have one win here this year. Got it done back in late July and did miss actually the last event. Prior to that, he's run 2 fourth-place finishes and a runner-up for the driver from Poquoson. Lap 2 even quicker, 17.323 seconds for car number 26. We're still waiting for the time from Jamie Sample. There could have been transponder issues for the Jamie Sample car because we do not have a time for him. So it's Donovan Edwards, the fastest, as he brings that car to the attention of his crew as they'll get set for their race coming up later tonight. But next out on the racetrack, Adam, this is the defending race winner. He got it done at the end of August. We're talking about Chase Johnson in car 57. And actually, this will be Chris Johnson, I believe, as I'm looking here at the monitor, not the other driver, Chase Johnson. This is Chris Johnson on the racetrack right now in turns 3 and 4.
Yeah, Chris is running that very look-alike number 36 Chevrolet, and of course the veteran here at Langley Speedway. Late models, modifieds, does not matter. The Johnson family is going to be quick around here and even quick around Dominion. Chase won both legs of the Virginia State Championship up over at Dominion, and now is looking to get his third out of 4 here on October the 26th. Race fans, mark your calendars for the Halloween Speed Fest. But Chris, doing the Johnson family proud, right now is P2 on the board, 17.681 seconds.
So it's not Chase, it's Chris Johnson in this number 36 race car, second quick, 17.681 seconds. Next out on the speedway, it's going to be car number 14, midway down the back straightaway. And we'll watch him now come into the frame here in turns 3 and 4. This is the Chesapeake driver, Zach Beavers, in the Beavers Motorsports Lawn Care Mechanics race car. Zach Beavers on his scuff lap. He'll get the white flag next time around. He's a rookie competitor, currently 11th in the championship standings. He is searching for his first top 10. His best finish is an 11th on multiple occasions as Zach Beavers comes across the line. Lap 1, 17.685 seconds for car number 14. Also sponsored by ABG Advisors and the Tax Lady. Here comes Zach Beavers through turns 3 and 4. Checkers are waving. Let's see if he can go even quicker on this second lap. Indeed, he will. He'll knock Chris Johnson back to third. He'll take over the P2 position, 17.551 seconds for Zach Beavers, who is second to Donovan Edwards. So Donovan Edwards has laid down the fast lap, 17.323 seconds for the driver, tied for second in the championship standings. And quite exciting to see here, Jermaine. 2 drivers have exactly the same number of points. And it comes down to the last race, probably the last lap, to see who gets second spot.
Oh, yeah, because like you said, and I repeat it because I love your phrase, you don't have to lead every lap. So like you said, it will come down to the last lap and everything. And like how Zach Beavers was just out on the track and he ended up bumping himself up so high, he's actually within 2 points of placing in the top 10. So you know he's looking for a good starting position as well. So he can maybe perhaps finish that top 10.
could get it done as we're watching Doug Warren on the racetrack, 5th in the point standings in car number 45. Doug Warren finished up in 3rd spot the last time out, tying his best finish of 2024. And on the speed charts, the 45, the red 45 car, is second quick, 17.339 seconds for car number 45, Doug Warren. All right, keep your eyes on this driver, the 2022 champion. Car number 47, the grandson of Phil Warren. We're talking about Norfolk, Virginia's Riley Music. Adam, this is a fast race car driver.
He's been fast all season long, a pair of wins to start off the year, but it's been quiet really ever since then. Just smooth and consistent for driver 47. Riley's been running late models, limiteds, just whatever he can get his hands on. He's been fast in everything, of course, modifieds as well. This lap right one for driver 47, looking to get that second spot away from Donovan Edwards in points. You guys were talking about that. A dead tie entering tonight, and it couldn't get any closer than that. 2 1/1000ths separating he and, oh, by the way, that's his competitor, Donovan Edwards.
Can he take Donovan off the top? We're getting ready to find out. Checkers are in the air. Riley Music will go P1, 17.267 seconds. That is 5/100ths of a second faster than Donovan Edwards. So the driver sponsored by GCP, or GC Pay that is, and 523 Holdings goes to the top, 17.267, car 47. Trying to get his 3rd win. You heard Adam talk about it. He's not won since late April, but he has come home in 2nd so many times since then. He's been the bridesmaid for many, many races in this series this year, ready to get back to Dale Emmons' victory lane. Of course, we documented the modifieds. He came so close to winning that championship, multiple wins there, and he's ready to get it done here tonight for the 2024 season finale. Next out on the racetrack, he is a fantastic announcer and a fantastic race car driver. We're talking about Jermaine Atlee-Weiss on the Speedway.
Atlee-Weiss, he is a character. On Wacky Wednesday, whenever Adam and him's up in this booth, I love the job they do up here, narrating how the Wacky Wednesdays are going. And if you've never been out to a Wacky Wednesday, I would definitely say it's something to attend, because it's just local people with their own vehicles just out here seeing who can put down the quickest time, and then afterwards challenging each other one-on-one, walking up to someone saying, I want to race you. So, yeah, Wacky Wednesday is something that anyone that hasn't seen it should at least come out at least once, if not every time, to watch it.
Absolutely. As we're watching now, Atlee-Weiss has taken the 4th spot. He got quick on lap 2, 17.461 seconds for car number 78. That'll knock Zach Beavers back to 5th. And on the racetrack right now, this is car number 1, Kevin Morgan. Kevin Morgan from Gloucester in the Heritage Law Group estate planning sponsored race car. And Kevin Morgan across the line, the son of Lori Morgan, her and Miss Anna, the smiling, great faces we see here when you come onto the property on the midway, taking the tickets. Her son, Kevin Morgan, across the line, many times a racer here for many, many seasons, he and his brother. And Kevin Morgan has come across the line, 5th fastest, 17.490 seconds for the driver that sets 9th in the championship standings. And he is looking for his 2nd top 5 finish. His best finish was 5th back on April the 13th. That was the season opening race for the limited late models. So we go from one Morgan, Kevin Morgan, now to his brother, Matt Morgan, in car number 98, the Morgan Motorsports drivers, as they have done, again, fantastic this year. Is Matt Morgan, also from Gloucester, in the Southern Route 757, and State Farm Trevor Jones sponsored car for Matt Morgan, who is 6th in the point standings. And his best finish came in the most recent event. He got 5th on August 31st, so can he go for another top 5 and maybe get a win? We'll find out. Right now, Matt Morgan is 7th on the speed chart. He clocks in at 17.647 seconds for car number 98. So again, it's Riley Music the fastest. Donovan Edwards is currently P2, and Doug Warren rounds out the top 3. As Matt Morgan has come across the line, he'll advance 1 spot to 6th, 17.521 seconds for car number 98. Again, we're talking about Matt Morgan. So as it stands right now, they are lined up provisionally on row 3. Kevin has the inside and Matt has the outside as we continue on. But Adam, they're all chasing Riley Music at the moment.
And top three are within a tenth of a second. Riley, Donovan Edwards, and Doug Warren. So it is very tight again at the top of the leaderboard. Right now we're watching the Brett Atkins machine of the number 16 on track. He is the 10th car to take a lap. Still no time on the Jamie Sample machine. The 28 sits in front of me here in the pit lane, but a handful of drivers left to go. Some bullets here waiting in the wings. Car number 16 across the stripe back here at Langley, and don't quite have a time on him, but Brett making his return to the racetrack after some time off.
Brett Atkins down the back straightaway, approaching turns 3 and 4. And again, once we have his time, we will pass that along to you as he comes through turns 3 and 4. Now he sees the white flag, so we should get a time now, as he was on his scuff lap earlier, as he'll clock in 8th quick, 17.677 seconds for car number 16. Here he comes on his second attempt through turns 3 and 4. Taking the checkered flag in the air, making his third start of 2024 for Brett Atkins. Faster on lap number 2. He'll stay slotted in the 8th position, 17.567 seconds around this 4/10 mile oval for that bright blue 16 race car. Our 11th qualifier out on the speedway, ready to give it a go. We're talking about the driver that sets 4th in the championship chase from right here in Hampton. This is Jacob Derrick. Jacob Derrick, one win here this year back in early May. He's had a couple of second place finishes, and he's coming off a 9th in the last event. It was a twin race night on August 31st, and we're back to a 50-lap one-race event here this evening. Jacob Derrick, 8 victories last year, and Jacob Derrick will go at him all the way to the top.
That's got to be a good feeling for driver 88. It's been a quiet season for Jacob this year. You mentioned, Brian, just the one win. He had 8 one season ago, came just short of the title. He's still top 4 in points as it stands right now, but just has not had that consistent speed week in and week out. So I got to imagine putting it P1 here on the season finale, going to be a great feeling for the young man. Driver 88, Jacob Derrick, to the top.
They are very young competitors. We're talking about Jacob Derrick because Jermaine up in the tower, Justin, our producers, handed us some pictures of young Jacob Derrick way back just a few years ago when he was a kiddie, along with Riley Music, and another picture there of the 26 of Donovan Edwards. They were just 6 years of age, Jermaine, as we're looking at these pictures, and they got to be about 16 now. This was 10 years ago, and they have been cutting their teeth and turning left for many, many years.
And look how far it's taken them. Now they're here at Larry King Law Langley Speedway, and their name is something you hear on these grounds. So that those 10 years went to good practicing, and we say 10 years going off the picture, but I'm pretty sure they were in the backyard, maybe in a little baby seat sitting in a go-kart, going fast and everything. I'm sure they were raised on it. So all the hard work is paying off, because those are names you will always hear out here at Langley.
And right now, they currently set 1, 2, 3, talking about Jacob Derrick, the fastest, car number 88, with Riley Music second and Donovan Edwards, P3, at Larry King Law's Langley Speedway. Next out of the racetrack, this is car number 99 from right here in Hampton. We watched his wife qualify earlier in the U cars. Now we're watching her husband, Sparky William West, at car 99 across the line on lap number 2 in the S&W HVAC West Plumbing and Heating sponsored race car. And Sparky West, 9th quickest, 17.557 seconds for the 99 race entry. So again, getting set for a 50-lap event as we roll on with Bojangles qualifying. And the next driver of this is young Sarah Weitzel in car 21. Adam, her first year of competition, and she is learning a lot.
Yeah, the young lady racing Bandoleros here in seasons past won a race here at Langley and now running in the limited category, her first full-time season. They've had their hands full with this race car all season, just trying to get it dialed for Sarah's liking. Right now, that's not going to be the lap she was looking for, P12 out of the 12 drivers so far, and Jamie's still not without a time as it stands right now. The 28 currently scored 13th with no transponder on that race car.
Sarah Grace Weitzel from Virginia Beach across the line, and she'll go to the 12th position, 17.861 seconds for last year's Southern National Motorsports Park Bandoleros champion, sponsored by Applied Resource Technologies. Car number 21, Sarah Weitzel, is 4th in the Rookie of the Year chase here this season, but certainly a learning week in and week out. All right, going from Sarah Weitzel to now car number 9 on the Speedway. Adam, we were talking about this young driver earlier because he's got a big day coming up on Monday.
He's going to turn 16 on Monday. That is young Aiden Millette, 5-time winner this season, actually 6 wins if you count the state championship event, so looking for another checkered flag. And by the way, he leads the point standings coming into tonight. Aiden hit on his first lap, P3, 17.269 seconds. That's 2 1,000ths off of the Riley Music lap, another 10th and some change off of Jacob's lap, but we'll see what he's got here. Lap number 2 already halfway down the back straightaway, and now swinging off turn 4 in the bright pink. Number 9 goes to second, 17.238 seconds for Aiden Millette.
Aiden Millette from Yorktown, the Matco Tools Cliff Kafka race car, P2 outside of row 1 for car number 9, going for the championship. We're talking about Aiden Millette, who is going to turn 16 in just 2 days. So doesn't even have a full driver's license right now, Jermaine, and he is the second fastest car gunning for a championship here this year.
Yes, sir, he is. And earlier when we were down in the pits and everything, talking to him, I asked him if I could give him a little tag name, because him and his dominating racing out here, Aiden Millette, I say we change it to Aiden Won't Let Millette, because this kid has not been letting anyone pass him. He has not been nice to none of these drivers who's been out here competitive every week against him.
That's right, Aiden Millette. His grandma, Lisa Granny, is watching, proud Granny, watching from Florida, saying, go Aiden Millette. And of course, she's wishing him a happy early birthday. Also, we got Katie Noy says, let's go Riley Music on Facebook Live. Dennis Campbell says, yes, car number 47. Terry Walter Fuller says, to the pole. And Debbie Campbell says, go number 47. So thank you all for tuning in to Facebook Live. And Brian Phelps is tuned in from Texas, says, go Riley. Speaking of Riley Music right now, P3. We just watched the 33 race car from Williamsburg. That is Hunter Waltrip, your defending and 2-time Super Truck champion. Moved up to the limited late models here in 2024. And Hunter Waltrip posted the 7th fastest lap in his rookie season in this series. He's currently 3rd in the Rookie of the Year chase, behind Atlee Weiss, who leads it. Zach Beaver is currently P2, and Hunter Waltrip is 7th on the grid at the moment, 17.469 seconds. Adam, next down on the racetrack, this is going to be car number 36. We're talking about Chris Johnson.
Chris Johnson, we just saw run a little bit while ago. This is car 95, Danny Harrell on the racetrack. Mr. Day of Destruction. He's going to have a great time next Saturday. Race fans, again, 1 o'clock, October the 19th. Be here for that. He'll go P6 right there on lap number 2. And it looks like Jamie Sample is back out on the racetrack, Brian. Transponder issues on that race car. NASCAR has given him another run in the 28.
Thank you for correcting that. That was Danny Harrell in the Speedway in the 95 entry. 6th fastest, 17.389 seconds for Danny Edwards. And again, transponder issues for Jamie Sample, so that's why he is back out in car number 28. And I believe, Adam, that may be our final qualifier.
Yeah, he is the last car to go. The Hoosier Driver late models are lined up here on the pit lane. So again, everybody has taken one time, including the 28 of Sample, but no transponder for that team, so they've given him another run. Right now, the 28 currently sits P15 out of 16.
Jamie Sample midway down the backstretch now, rocking over into turns 3 and 4. Little squirrely coming through turn number 4. Checkers in the air for Jamie Sample to move up 1 spot to 14th, 17.666 for car number 28. The red light comes on. That means qualifying is done. Jacob Derrick will win the pole award here this evening. The driver that is tied for 3rd, or make that actually 4th in the championship chase, I should say, that is Jacob Derrick.
He's a very happy young man. Jacob, back to the top, buddy. Been an okay season for you guys, buddy, but man, getting back to that top step's got to feel good. What's it going to take to get win number 2 on the night tonight, buddy?
Oh yeah, just gotta stay consistent and stay ahead of that 9 car. He's been the hardest one to beat all year, and I think we just put ourselves in a place to win this thing. So I know we got a good race car. My dad and Mark Words gave me a badass piece.
And with the 9 wins last year, buddy, or 8 wins, you've got to be feeling a little bit different about this year. What have you learned about this race team and kind of the resilience that you guys have faced this year?
Definitely don't take anything for granted. All those wins, I mean, I thought they'd come again and again and again, but they don't. So take them all you can.
All right, buddy. Well, good luck tonight, and congratulations. Jacob Derrick, your pole sitter tonight, Brian, for the limited late models, driver 88, back to the top.
So Jacob Derrick, what about that? What a great lap he had in Bojangles qualifying, as he'll win the pole award for our limited late models, or we call them the Yesco Virginia Racers. And Jacob Derrick on row 1 with Aiden Millett. He'll fire off in the second position in that race car. Rally Music posted the 3rd fastest lap, with Donovan Edwards 4th, and Doug Warren rounds out the top 5. Danny Harrell, he'll fire off outside of row number 3 in the 6th spot, with Atlee Weiss 7th, Hunter Waltrip 8th, and Kevin Morgan 9th, with Matt Morgan 10th. Zach Beavers posted the 11th fastest lap. Sparky West was 12th. Brett Atkins was 13th. Jamie Sample 14th, followed by Chris Johnson and Sarah Weitzel to round out the field. Moving on now to late models. Adam, we're not seeing double vision. Indeed, now Aiden Millett back at it for a second race. This time it's for the Hoosier Driver late models.
Yeah, I can assure you, race fans, we are done qualifying the Yesco Virginia Racers. This is, in fact, the Hoosier Driver late models division, and it is the number 9 Chevrolet of Aiden Millett. This car will look very familiar for those of you that watch the Hampton Heat. Aiden was mixing it up big time for the first 100 laps, even led some laps in that first half of that race, and was looking really, really good until an issue in the second half. But Aiden going to try to get it done tonight. He's got a shot to get 2 checkered flags and a title in the Virginia Racers. We'll see how he fares throughout the night. 150 laps on his docket.
Tonight is round 17 for the Premier Series, the final one in 2024. We're going to crown a champion when we drop that checkered flag later tonight for the Hoosier Driver late models. Their last event came back on September the 14th, and that night the win went to Danny Edwards, a 6-time champion. On the racetrack now, the second qualifier taking the white flag. This is car number 09. Michael Rogers from Midlothian, Virginia. He's the 2019 Southside Speedway Late Model Stock Car Rookie of the Year and the 2021 Shenandoah Late Model Stock Car Track Champion, sponsored by Amsoil and CDL Camper Rentals. For Michael Rogers in car number 09, checkers have waved for that driver. He is second quick of the 2 qualifiers, 16.409 seconds for car number 09. Michael Rogers, 12th in the championship chase. He does have a top 10 here this season, 2 to be exact. 2 10th place finishes, but they came back in the spring, so he wants to try to return to that stat here to wrap up the year. Moving on now to the number 41 race car. Adam, that's a very familiar looking race car. I'm thinking about the Wood Brothers.
That's right, the Wood Brothers red and white number 41 Ford Mustang of Woody Howard. Staple here at Larry King Law's Langley Speedway. He too has had a lot of speed this season. Woody right now 3rd on lap 1, 16.492 seconds. Looking to get his first win on the year, his second win on the year. The last driver to win a season finale, well, that was last year in car 41. Woody got it done, so that's boding well for him tonight in the 100 lap feature. He's going to go right to the top on lap 2, 16.225 across the board. That puts him fastest out of the 3.
Woody Howard, car number 41, is tied with Danny Edwards in the championship chase, 4th. So whoever finishes ahead of who will take that spot. And they are just 3 points behind Ryan Matthews, who sets P3 in the championship chase. So they could finish as high as 3rd, as Woody Howard, a former winner in our big one. Of course, that's the Hampton Heat 200 over the years. Won several races here at the racetrack. You heard Adam talk about his last win came this time last year, so he's trying to go back to Dale Emmons Victory Lane in about a year's time, and we'll see if he can get it done here this evening. Next out of the racetrack from South Mills, North Carolina, this is car number 42, Chris Johnson. He'll take the white flag and wrap up his first lap, 16.632 seconds for that young competitor here. Of course, still in high school, sponsored by Crossroads Cleaners, as well as CJR Performance for that young driver. Checkers are waving for Chris Horton, and he'll stay P4, 16.462 seconds. So everybody's chasing at the moment Woody Howard as they prepare for a 100-lap event later on this evening. Hard to believe it's about time to wrap up another season of competition, but that is certainly where we are as we're watching now the double 8 race car, the 88. The driver, his name is Thomas Marks. He resides in Seaford, Virginia. He is sponsored by Commonwealth Towing and Charlie's Auto Repair for car number 88. who is on the speedway right now. Thomas Marks 11th in the championship chase, searching for that first win, coming off a 9th place finish the last time out for Thomas Marks. Lap 1 is done, 16.446 seconds. That is 4th fastest here of the 5 qualifiers, so we're still early on. He brings that car through turns 3 and 4. We'll see the checkered flag waving. Thomas Marks, he gets a nice pickup here, Jermaine. He'll go P2.
Hey, congratulations to him, because as for him points, he's standing right outside the top 10, so he's definitely looking for a good starting position as well, because these drivers, just let alone on the track, how much work they have to do off the track, they have as much to do as well. They have sponsors, they have to get to be willing to endorse them. The performance is going to mean a lot in that doing so, because just like Andrew Sheffield we were speaking to earlier, just this past week he was able to pick up 2 new sponsors himself. I'm sure we'll speak about those later on when the Banderos is running, but a good strong run for him.
Right now, Casey Wyatt is on the racetrack. White flag is in the air for car number 29. He'll take the second spot from Thomas Marks, provisionally P2, 16.274 seconds. He needs a little more than 4/100ths of a second if he wants to knock Woody Howard off the top spot. Here comes the Ford Mustang across the line, sponsored by Scrimp Shack and A&I Heating and Air. And Casey Wyatt, he'll stay P2, although he does go faster on lap 2, the son of Wayne Wyatt. Casey, 16.252, 2/100ths of a second off the mark from Woody Howard. So a good lap for Casey Wyatt, who's looking for his first win of 2024. And we'll see if the driver who's 8th in the points can get it done here tonight. Of course, his best finish here this season was a 4th on the season opening race. Next up on the racetrack, Adam, we talk about a young driver now to a veteran competitor who is getting ready to hang up his helmet, at least from competing full-time.
Yeah, this is Craig Estep, of course, in the FM99 machine. He said that he was only planning on running this car a couple of races this season, but everybody, Rod Fitzwell and everybody from FM99 said they had so many nice messages that they decided to run the entire rest of the schedule in this race car. And there is some talks that Craig is going to race a few races next year here at Langley. He's going to run also at the Southern National Thanksgiving Classic, but he's going to run as an owner next year in the limited late model category, and there's talks of a couple of different names being in that car. Stay tuned for that, race fans. He's got big news coming, but Craig Estep in his final full-time start tonight, definitely a staple of the Larry King Law's Langley Speedway community.
Want to keep his family, of course, his brother, a big staple to this race team, Jeff Estep. Jeff's son, Gage, tragically passed away on September the 26th. They do have his name on the front of that race car. So again, we have all of the Estep family in our thoughts and prayers for their loss of Gage, a young gentleman who lost his life on September the 26th. Next up is going to be Ryan Matthews, the topping Virginia racer, who now takes the top spot from Woody Howard. Car 51, a 2-time winner in 2024, 3rd in the points chase. He'll go to the top. He's digging for more on lap 2. He'll find it, 16.081 seconds. That is 0.2 of a second faster than Woody Howard. So car 51, your 2019 Legends champion here at the racetrack, and your 2021 Dominion Virginia Racers champion goes to the top. What a nice lap for Ryan Matthews, who would love to win this season finale. Next up on the racetrack, another driver who will hang up his helmet by season's end from competing full-time, but he wants to win a record-tying 7th championship. We're talking about car number 21, Greg Edwards, in his final full-time season of competition. Adam, he leads the points chase. He's got 4 victories. He's ready to go for his 7th title. It could come tonight.
Yeah, it could be a history-making night here at Langley Speedway. The great Phil Warren, the only driver to do it so far. Greg would love to match him. He's been close for many, many seasons, and Greg goes to the top on that lap, 16.052 seconds. The champion-elect right now is fastest of the bunch, but now it's the most recent winner in this division on track. That's his brother Danny in the 26.
That's right, from one Edwards to the next. We talked about that in the limited late models. When we're talking about the Morgan brothers, now we've got the Edwards brothers, two drivers that have 6 championships apiece. That is 12 in total, more than a decade of titles at this racetrack. You think of Langley Speedway and you talk to drivers like Dale Earnhardt Jr., they talk about the Edwards boys because they've watched them grow up over the years, winning races, winning titles, and we just saw both Edwards brothers win here in 2024. Danny, the defending race winner, back on September the 14th. That was his 2nd win of the year. He's trying to find his 3rd victory. Danny Edwards, 3rd quick on lap number 1. Lap 2 is done. He'll slow down just a bit, but he'll stay slotted P3 inside of row 2 provisionally, 16.118 seconds. His brother, Greg Edwards, took Ryan Matthews off the top. So Greg Edwards in car number 21, his time was 16.052 seconds. Next out of the speedway, it's the double 5 from Chesapeake, a 5-time Langley Speedway champion, a 2-time NASCAR regional champion. Mark Wirtz is on the racetrack. He has done everything this year but win a race. Tonight, it could be the night. He was so fast in practice, and of course, Mark off the racetrack, Adam, has done some big things. He has led the brigade. We've had a terrible, terrible tragedy in the western part of this great state of Virginia, North Carolina. Lots of things are needed to help those families who have lost everything. And Mark Wirtz said, hey, I'm going to do something about it. And he has collected a lot, and I mean a lot of stuff from great race fans to take to those who need it the most.
Yeah, he took a trailer back and forth to Damascus, Virginia all week long, and of course was helping those families affected when he wasn't out there on the western side of the state. He snuck away yesterday to test, and got to imagine he's glad he did so. P4 for Mark. He's going to line up outside of row 2 provisionally, but yes, left the trailer here last week for race fans to fill up and race teams, and there were plenty there helping store that trailer full of goods and taking them to the western side of the state. Mark, a class act as always, and we would expect no different when it comes to leading the charge of the Langley Speedway community and helping those in need. Mark Wirtz is the guy you put at the top.
Absolutely, and a big thanks to all of the race fans who helped contribute to those much needed things that the families need throughout this great, terrible weather event that took place here just a couple of weeks ago. Final qualifier for the Hoosier Driver Late Models. It's the 22 from Glen Allen, Virginia. That is Justin Martin, sponsored by R.J. Smith Companies. And he'll take, I believe, the white flag for car number 22, Justin Martz, 8th quick on lap 1, 16.334 seconds. Midway down the backstretch, approaching turns 3 and 4, and he's going to see that checkered flag waving, indicating qualifying is done for the driver 17th in points. And indeed, he's across the line with a nice pickup. He'll go 4th fastest, 16.198 seconds for car 22, Justin Martz, one of his best starting positions of the season. Great lap for that driver. So qualifying is wrapped up, and we've got the point standings leader, Greg Edwards. He'll go from the best spot on the racetrack, P1. So Greg Edwards has got it done with a time of 16.052 seconds. Lining up to his right side will be Ryan Matthews in car number 51. Row 2 will be Danny Edwards and Justin Martz, with Mark Wirtz rolling off 5th. 6th to Woody Howard. Casey Wyatt was 7th. Thomas Marks 8th. 9th to Aiden Millette. And Michael Rogers 10th. 11th was Chris Horton, and Craig Estep will start P12. So that wraps it up, and Adam, I believe you've got our pole setter.
Standing by with a very happy Greg Edwards. Greg, it's been a terrific season tonight, buddy. You're closing in on that title, but you've got a checkered flag to go get tonight, buddy. You're going to start off from P1, the best seat in the house.
Yeah, that's these guys have really worked hard all year, and they gave me a good car all year. We've worked hard at it, and we finally got it good again. The second half of the year, that's kind of where we shine. So, it sure would be nice to go out of here with a victory. Yet, this racetrack's just been something special to me for my whole life, and to be able to be up on the board with somebody like Phil Warren, if we could even do that, would be just amazing to me. And when I settle out and don't run all these races anymore, I can go back and look at that. But I really appreciate it.
Yeah, buddy, what's it going to mean to you to get that win tonight and kind of show these young kids, yeah, I'm stepping away full time, but I can still get it done?
Oh yeah, I'm here to win. I mean, if we come, we're dedicated to win. I mean, I think that's everybody here, same way. So, there's no better feeling than a win and then sit in victory lane. So that's what we're all shooting for. And I hope we can keep it together and get one tonight.
We'll see if that happens. Greg Edwards, your pole sitter tonight, Brian, looking for that championship, but he's looking for a race win as well.
Absolutely, Greg Edwards trying to get the pole. He did it. He's also trying to get the win, hoping to do that by the conclusion of the 100-lap race for the Hoosier Driver Late Models, and more importantly, he is hoping to tie the legend Phil Warren with 7 late model stock car championships here at Langley Speedway in his final full-time season of competition. That is going to wrap it up for our live coverage from Facebook Live as well as on YouTube of Bojangles qualifying. Coming up next, we're going to drop the green flag for the season finale for all of these 6 series as far as points are concerned, presented by Help Eliminate Auto Theft. That'll be coming up at 5 o'clock. Hopefully, if you're not here at the track, you can get to the racetrack. If not, tune in to Flow Racing with live coverage here in less than 30 minutes. And we've got 6 races coming your way. For Dermaine Bird, Adam Welbrock, I'm Brian White. We'll see you here at the track in just a bit.